Let's turn now to our Sci Friday segment. That's when we take a look at some of the coolest science stories circulating online. If you're a Star Wars buff, you know what a Death Star is, but have you actually seen a star die? Well, take a look. You're watching the death and explosion of what's considered a massive supergiant star, John.
Amazing.
It is, isn't it? The Hubble telescope took the pictures over the course of 4 years. That's patience. The star is about 20,000 light years from Earth on the edge of the Milky Way galaxy. It's beautiful. If you get a little motion sickness, you may want to turn away from this next one. This footage sent back from the unmanned Russian spacecraft Progress 59. It is currently in an uncontrolled spin as it plummets from orbit back to Earth. Early reports say it will re-enter the atmosphere but poses no danger to any of us. It sounds like something out of Star Trek, but I assure you it's not. After a 10-year voyage, the Messenger spacecraft's mission comes to an end. NASA completed the mission with an expected crash on Mercury's surface. Oh, so beautiful. The images are the first of the planet since the Mariner 10 mission more than 30 years ago. Messenger sent back many photos. The spacecraft also said its goodbye before impact. See, there's the Twitter.
Everybody's on Twitter.
Right, everybody's on Twitter, even the Messenger. There you have it.
Dead messenger.
The World Health Organization just declared the Americas to be the first region in the world to be free of rubella. This historic achievement follows similar first against smallpox in 1971 and polio in 1994. The announcement comes as 45 countries and territories participate in the 13th annual vaccination week in the Americas. Well, get ready, all you gamers, for a more hands-on experience. Right now, a group of mechanical engineering students are attempting to bring a new experience to virtual reality games. It begins with this Hands Omni Glove. It has a network of bladders inside of it that inflate with air when you come in contact with something in the game. The pressure is designed to give you that sensation of actual touch. You're pretty impressed, huh?
Maybe too much sensation.
Maybe. Rice University engineering major Thor Walker talks about the gloves.
When you're walking around the world and you see an apple in a nice video game or a grenade in a military video game, and you want to pick it up, you can reach out and it actually feels like you're touching a physical object, even though it's all just images.
Cool stuff, Miranda. Now, joining us to talk a little bit more about technology is James Anderton, the Director of Content for Engineering.com. James, you want to talk about some other cool stuff today. Impressive new video from the Navy and Northrop Grumman. This is a drone automatically being refueled in air. Let's take a moment just to listen in and enjoy how awesome this is.
It was within limits, 20027, and that was at time 55, so it's staying pretty strong. It may go over again.
Now, I remember when I was playing video games as a little kid, there was a game called Top Gun on the original Nintendo, and you had to refuel. I could never quite get it, so it's awesome for me to see this, James, a remote control aircraft being able to refuel in midair. How did this happen?
John, it really is a breakthrough technology. Aerial refueling has been around since the 1950s, but it's incredibly difficult to do. It requires tremendous pilot skill. In fact, in 1968, a B-52 crashed while attempting to aerially refuel, and a hydrogen bomb was lost, and lives were lost. So it's a very, very tricky thing to do, but it's essential. So the remarkable thing about this is that the X-47B is an autonomous vehicle, and it can be programmed essentially to go and find its tanker, connect, refuel itself, disconnect, and then carry on with its mission. So it's not just a technical breakthrough, but it adds a new level of capability for the military that they've never enjoyed before.
All right, so obviously there's no human involved here. How long can one of these aircraft stay in the air then? Indefinitely?
Well, almost indefinitely. There of course, there are other consumables that are possible constraints as well. There are lubricants, so the engine requires oil, for example. There are coolants, there are cooling devices used for cooling sensor heads, for example, for infrared devices. So there are other reasons why it wouldn't be potentially indefinite. But you could have loader times that could be in the order of days, perhaps even weeks.
All right, so another indication here that drone warfare is not going anywhere and perhaps will become even more part of the global conflicts we're seeing. Let's also talk a little bit more about this in more general terms, robot warfare. I want to play a clip that was released a while back, but it still is worth showing because it's also creepy. But cool a little bit if you're not concerned about the main person you see in the background there. That's Vladimir Putin, and some folks might remember this. This is a robot soldier riding a all-terrain vehicle. This was on display when Russia put a lot of its military weapons out there. But we know we have this capability with drones here in this country, but what about places like Russia? Are they also investing a lot of money in robot warfare?
Well, John, it is the future of warfare. And of course, politically, it changes the dynamic dramatically. If human lives are not at risk, of course, potentially it may allow leaders to be perhaps less risk adverse or willing to try things that they wouldn't normally try where people are involved. But the capability of producing truly autonomous, artificially intelligent robots is still years in the future.
And I think that's something that concerns a lot of folks when you think about Terminator, but there's an interesting mix of life imitating art in the case of Terminator and robotic warfare. Thanks so much for being with us, James Anderton. Great to see you, sir.
My pleasure, John.
All right, coming up, we're going to take a look at the world's coolest granny who has taken the internet by storm. All that during our Max Life segment coming up.